are live. The Stream Sunday we have here our crew, our cast, our band. Gordon's here with us today, which is awesome.
Hi.
It's an awesome treat. We got Tosh, we got Sasha, we got Carl, got myself. So we're here for our Sunday stream. And we're here to like answer any questions you might have for the band about our music or anything else that we do. We're excited to be here. So yeah, like how are you guys doing?
Taking the Sunday stream very seriously. I'm driving through a rainstorm right now.
Is it raining yet where you are?
Oh yeah, it's pouring down pretty heavy over here right now.
Really?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
I had to take a pause because I got one of those huge wave of water over the windshield and my wipers weren't moving fast enough, and you're like, oh my God, I can't see. And then it wipes up and you're like,
Wow.
So yeah, it's starting to get worse, but I still don't believe it's gonna be like the atmospheric, river of water that they say. People get freaked out of water in LA.
Yeah.
True.
The atmospheric river.
Just seems like a storm, a nice, fun little storm.
Well, everyone here is from either Texas or the East Coast, so we know what actual rain looks like,
That is true.
Exactly.
Well, saying hi to I'm seeing some familiar faces here. Hi to Sean and to Peter. Sean says it looks like Sasha is prepping orders.
I'm not.
That was last night. That was last night. We did a lot of
That's
orders
what we did last night. No, I'm not.
Whoa.
I'm prepping sleeves. Oh, I disappear when I hold the sleeve up. Whoa.
Dude,
Very exciting.
Jared Christensen, our friend from Archaic, is on the chat. He says,
Oh,
he
yeah,
says
what's
hello.
up?
He says hello.
Yay!
Yeah. Good to see you
Hello,
here.
hello. Yeah.
But yeah, feel free to bring your questions for the band. We got some good questions earlier on Discord actually. So we could just dive into that. I have to open up Discord though, because I don't remember what it was. So, but in the meantime, if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot them out at us. We are excited. We're going to be going right into rehearsal right after this. So we're currently building out like this whole new part of our live show. And it's really exciting. We're sort of taking, I don't want to give it all away, but we're like sort of taking our theatrical experience from the theater world and applying it more to our live show. So that's really, really exciting and fun for us to do. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing today.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good
I feel like
day.
there's so many things of our lives that are like building out. Everything's just, it's like getting more and more exciting every day. There's something new we're trying to do, and it's like, how do we do that? And it just kind of reminds me of like doing the 13th hour stuff. It's like, wait, we want to do what?
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's exciting.
That's like our film school boot camp, the 13th hour.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
for those of you who are new to Alice, 13th Hour was the album before where we shot a new music video and made a new song and did new art every full moon for 13 months. Actually it ended up being 14, so it was like 13 plus 1. But yeah, that was definitely we had extra things to say. Yes.
I know, we were like, we still want, let's make another one.
that was
like
amazing.
A baker's dozen.
I just remember touring and being on the road, and Sasha was like, it was like midnight. And she was like, all right, I'm done with the music video for, I think it was Land of Confusion. And it was like, we were like right on like it was like right at 12 a.m. It was done. We're like, all right, uploading, it's up, and it's just, it was insane. Like every month we were releasing a whole new music video, and we learned so much during that time.
Yeah. Well, and a whole new song, like this, we recording and mixing and all of that was going on too at the same time.
Yeah.
But on some of them too, it's like we were recording the video simultaneously with the upside down, was it? Recording the video and recording the song at the same time. Which we only got to do with Moonbeams, which was which was like a dream come true for me, really.
Yeah, that was
That
fun.
was that's my favorite personally, just because
Hey,
of you know, it's so rare for a band to do like a live, and that's actually what you're hearing and seeing at the same time. I love that. And that's actually what you're hearing.
We get a lot of props for the Moonbeams music video, actually. People really, really love how that came out. So I see on the YouTubes people commenting on that still, you know.
How did you get that
that-
idea, Gordon?
Well, I think it was just like, well, I have a buddy, Alex Burke, you know, he's a piano player, vibraphonist who had a studio, and I think he was getting kicked out, and it's like such a great spot, and we were just talking about it, and we needed a place with a piano. And I think Tosh, I mean, we were talking about how that song is just like between you and when we first played it together, upright bass and piano, you know, you know, when we were doing the Mankind stuff with upright and piano, and then that sort of duo thing, I feel like that song started as like, I don't know, just that intimate, and you can't capture that. You can't capture acoustic piano unless you just capture it in the room, you know. And we're like, we just knew it's like, oh, we want to shoot a video, but it's just not. We were just like, we have to do it live, and it's just so hard to do it live. But then this opportunity came up. Oh, there's a room that looks cool with a piano that has a recording studio. Oh, we could maybe do this. And then we're just like, what if? And that's the whole. That's where this started. Like, we're constantly saying, what if? And then we go for it.
that's so true. That's such an Alice mentality. Like, could we do that? I bet we could. Like,
So
let's figure it out. It was a really beautiful place too. And wasn't it called like Wolf
it's called Werewolf. It was called Werewolf
Yeah.
Studios.
Which I
Yeah,
just love because it's moonbeams, werewolves.
yeah, it was really neat space. You know, we got to shoot through the window and just tried to get the sound right. And I remember the cameras were shutting down because it was hot, you know, as they do.
That is a very real thing.
And then, but you know, that was still back when I was sort of like, you know, sort of, well, I was the one editing the video and stuff. And that's pretty new. That was pretty new to me, but it's hard to edit video at the same time you're trying to actually edit the audio, because I was editing the audio as if we were producing a song. So I was like using this take and that take, but making notes of the video. And then I went through and cut the video to reflect the edits so that I'd only use the video of the audio that was actually being used. And that I mean, I'm sure you could do that with like probably in your phone automatically now. But I did it the hard way. And then it was so rewarding when Scott's solo was actually the only, that was the footage, that the take.
It's the real solo, yeah.
It's like I chose the solo because of the musicality, because it was the best solo. But then it just so happened that was the video that we were shooting at that very moment. So we got Scott's whole solo, and that was like, yeah, that was one of the greatest moments. So happy that made it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So yeah, we should do that again sometime.
Definitely. We're getting a question from Kevin Bryant asking, when can we expect the new album? And I could confidently say that we're shooting to release it this fall. So there's a lot that has to happen before then. Like, there's more songs we're going to be working on writing, producing, and putting together. And there's a whole Kickstarter we're planning out. So super exciting. This year is going to fly by, and before we know it, it's going to be fall and we'll have a new album. So yeah, that's the plan.
We're also getting asked about a show in either Seattle or Portland. That's a great question. We're kind of figuring out the fall tour around the release of the music. So we will definitely keep you posted as we figure out all of the routing and dates and stuff. But yeah, like that, we wanted to really, really just hunker down after the spring tour and really, really focus on putting out the best music possible. Because you know, it definitely is something where it's when you're touring, it takes so much time and bandwidth to get ready for the tour and then to get out there, and it's wonderful. But we also want to give y'all some like new music as well. So yes, we haven't quite figured out the cloning. One of these days, but yes.
Or the bilocation. Like if we could
Yes.
totally bilocate, I would be so into
Yes.
that. Because then we could be on the road and in the studio at the same time. That'd be sick. As it is, though, we can do one or the other.
Yeah.
That's, and so we can't wait to get out on the road and we can't wait to make new music.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
All right, I'm gonna step out in the rain for a second, so I'm gonna stop my video and stuff, but I'm still here, everybody. Still here.
Okay.
Just diving
Be
out
safe in the rain.
Yeah, be
into the
careful out there.
into the crazy outdoors.
The
Here I go. I'll be back.
atmospheric river is
The
upon you.
grand outdoors.
See you shortly.
Bye.
This is a fun question from Jeremiah on YouTube. If they made a movie of your group, who would you all want to play you?
Oh, that's a great question.
Oh man.
Wow.
I don't
They made
know.
They made a movie of Alice. Who would play us? What? That's so
I want
cool.
Tosh to play me.
Ooh, yes.
Yep.
Oh, we
Yes,
should just
you
play
could
each
do
other.
it.
We'll just play each
Yeah.
other.
Okay, well,
Can I-
I go ahead. Sorry,
I was gonna say, can Harry Potter play me?
Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
not Daniel Radcliffe.
No,
Harry
no,
Potter.
actual
Harry
Harry Potter.
Potter.
Yeah, actual Harry Potter.
Actual Harry
Yes.
Potter.
Of
Yeah,
course he can. I don't
Because you
see
are a
why not.
wizard. Yes.
exactly.
You're a wizard.
wizard.
That is a very
Uh,
fun question. Yes.
Tina Fey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, she's
I
awesome.
think I would love that. That'd be really fun.
Um,
But I want to play Steve.
Well, yeah. I mean, we could just play each other, or have like animated
Yeah.
versions. So we could
Oh,
do
that'd be
the
fun.
I wanna-
Beatles Yellow Submarine
Yeah.
move.
Yes. That would be
I-
super fun. I want to be an animated guinea pig.
Okay. I'm
Like
sure
a
we could
little like
do that.
whoop 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 whoop.
Ooh, I love this. So Ryben, I think it's Ryben, says just make a huge projection system and play in multiple states like in Metalocalypse.
That makes
Yes.
so cool.
Oh yes.
Yes. Yes.
And then we'll have a submarine, and we'll have a producer
Oh yes.
that
A
like, you know,
gives us stickers when we're good. Or is that that's the band Psychologist, I think. The banana stickers.
yeah,
If
we
anyone's
get-
familiar
yeah.
with.
that's always helpful
Yeah.
too. I think his eyeballs are always like bleeding, in the cartoon. So I love that cartoon. Oh man. I need to watch it. Like, it's been years. And I need to see
Yeah.
them live too. Like that, they're such a good band, I feel like there's I'm a fan of this band called Nightclub, where the producer of their music is somehow involved in Metalocalypse. I forget if he composes the music or is just involved with the TV show itself, but yeah, I mean, like, I'm definitely a huge fan of what they do. All right.
Oh, that's cute. Our characters could be Alice in Wonderland themed. Thank
That
you.
would be
Ed.
very
That
cool.
would be a cool. That would be
very
super
cool.
fun.
We have established that Gordon is our Cheshire Cat. So
Yes, for sure.
yes. Yes.
It's that smile.
Yes.
He definitely has the cat smile.
Yeah.
The big ear-to-ear grin where you're like, what's going on?
What's
So
going on?
What's going
We're
on?
getting asked about coming to Richmond and also New Jersey. And actually, we are going to be playing at Dark Force Fest in New Jersey on April 20th. So hopefully you can make it out. There's going to be a lot of really amazing bands that are playing there. We're super excited to be a part of it. So yeah, that's actually going to be part of our spring tour. And in terms of Richmond, we're going to be in DC at the Pie Shop. So I'm not sure if that is close to you, but if it is close-ish, we would absolutely love to get to hang out with you. We're really looking forward to playing there. Yeah. So
Yeah,
We'll
the
play for
shop
pie.
freaking is
Yes, we
it's
will.
awesome. They literally give you pie when you play there.
That's so good.
No Windows, I would not like to update and restart right now. That would not be good.
Not right this
Sorry.
second. But thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking in the middle of a live stream. I really
Well,
appreciate it.
instead of just doing it automatically, though, right? Like, here
Yeah.
you go, have an update.
could have been worse. Definitely could have happened. Anyways, sorry.
We're being asked by Sarah if we are looking to collab with any groups. And yes, we absolutely love collaborating. We put out a remix album of our for Electrical. And we had several of our friends in different groups that actually remixed Electrical. So like if you're a fan of Cyclone 9 or Collide or 8mm, also an Ice and Tilla remix. So we love
Yeah.
doing collaborations like that. We will sometimes have like guest artists that come in with us. And it's a real joy. And I also look at when I'm the person that puts together all of our tours. So you know, when I'm putting together tours and shows, I love getting to like share the stage with other bands. It's such a joy for me. Like live music is something I'm really passionate about. So I look at like the show in and of itself as a collaboration, and even putting together the shows. So yeah, collaboration is definitely a way of life in the world of Alice. So
I
love
I
it.
feel like on that note, like it's such a cool thing to talk about with collaborations. One thing we talked about doing in the past is like, you know, if we ever team up and do like another tour with like another band, I think it would be cool to like release like a collaborative song before the tour, you know? And that would just be really a fun way to like package everything up and get people excited about the tour, you know? Because I feel like, you know, when you're touring with another band, you're already collaborating on so many other levels, but why not do something musical too? So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's really cool. We got to do some shows with System Sin. So me and Scott and Steve also play in a band called System Sin. And on our last couple of tours, we got to play some shows with them. It's just felt like kind of like a one big band soup that we were just like kind of
yes,
some of us doing double
Band
duty, but
soup.
it was like one
very
big band soup.
soupy.
It was
It's like
very
a
soupy.
it was like a stew. It's like
Yes.
a stew of band
Of
members.
bandness.
Hmm. Somebody asked a question. So I saw a question. DC Stevens was saying he really hopes that our new album is out by the time we come back to Des Moines. And he's like, "You're coming back to Des Moines in the fall, right?"
That's clever. This is clever.
Good question. I don't know. Are we? I don't even know. Like, are we booking? I mean, I know we started booking some shows for the fall, but I think there's still
Um, I'm
some
I'm
openings.
I'm trying. It's one of those things that so we're because we neglected our home state. So Sash, Carl, and I are all from Texas. We actually did not play Texas at all in 2023. We're in 2024 now. Sorry, guys. But we didn't play Texas, and so we're doing a lot of Texas states on this upcoming tour. So we're trying to give a little love to each region as much as possible. But we love Des Moines so much, so we will do our very very best to make a little dip up as we are going south as well. So yes, but if we don't make it this time, we will absolutely make it sooner than
Yeah.
later.
Well,
Because
yeah.
we are very much in love with playing in Des Moines. So I did see a St. Louis. We are playing at the Crack Fox, actually. I don't have the date right off my top of my head, but we do have our tour dates posted, and we are playing Crack Fox in April. So that would be amazing to get to see you there for sure.
Yeah, we
It's a
love the
great
Crack
place.
Fox.
Yeah,
We
so
love the Crack Fox.
fun.
Yeah.
I just love the mural they have on the wall there. It's like what is it from the Labyrinth, I think?
Yeah, they have some labyrinth ones. It's
Mhm.
really cute.
It's so cool. And whenever I'm there, I take a picture of it, and so I have like a collection of pictures of their
Of
murals.
that picture.
Yeah.
So cool.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Um,
Go
oh,
for
go
it.
ahead. Sorry. No.
No,
You.
you go. You. No.
I love this question from Charles. When filming the song Electrical, was it fun filming in a rain setting? So it's a very fun question because
It's
we ended up doing it twice. So we're the kind of group that if we don't get everything we need the first time, we are committed. We're like, if we don't have what we need, we're gonna do it again. So first time we did the shoot, it was lovely. It was in the summer. It was like this lovely rain that just felt amazing. The second time was in December. And while LA doesn't really get terribly wintry, it does get cold, and it's not exactly the most pleasant thing to be in cold water in cold weather. If you actually look at certain scenes in electrical, you'll see steam coming from our faces because that's our breaths. So it was very cold.
So cold.
Yeah, pretty
It was
chilly.
so cold. Well, and we
Quite
did
cold.
not we did not take into consideration the fact that like it was during the pandemic, right? So like everyone was wearing masks. And did you know that when masks get wet and they're on your face, nobody could breathe? So we were trying to figure out like how to maybe not waterboard ourselves while filming a music video while still wearing our masks and staying safe. And it was a whole hullabaloo. But I don't know. I think it turned out so pretty, and I love that video, and I love what Clint did with it. And it's such a pretty one, and nobody drowned.
That was the running
It's
joke.
great.
It was like
Nobody.
it was that was like we'd be like, all right, who's up for getting waterboarded today? So
Yeah, who's on deck?
who's on deck?
Yeah, we could do reshoots today. I mean, I just walked not even half a block. And like I'm soaked through. It's crazy. I'm wearing like 2
Wow.
jackets, and they're
Must be
already,
a lot of rain.
it's nuts. I mean, well, it's a normal storm, but it's just proof that, LA people don't, what is it? There's not bad weather. There's just bad clothing. I heard that on the last trip I took.
Ooh, well, I like that.
Can't really
So I
see
just
it.
don't have the right rain
What's
jacket
the weather at?
Yeah,
today.
look at that.
Oh, the
Look
weather.
at all that weather. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, it's buzzing out.
It looks cool. It's nice.
Very
I love it. I love the sound of rain.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
That's so nice.
Sorry for almost waterboarding the entire band.
Oh, Carl, if it's
Worth
from
it.
you, it's worth it.
all
You know?
all for the sake of the art.
Oh, I mean, if it's worth it, let's just do it again then. Like,
Right
I will
now.
say that as uncomfortable it was fun. Like I think that's just sort of the way of Alice. Like something that is always very much I'm so grateful and I'm always so impressed by our group is that nobody ever complains. Like we can be shooting in the middle of the desert in the summertime or again getting waterboarded in winter.
In the winter.
And while we may express some discomfort, there is no complaints. Like we are so
Nah.
happy and grateful to get to create the art together. And we actually had a lot of fun.
That's so kind of you to say, because when we did
Yes.
the time video and I had to go underwater, I didn't realize how weird I was with holding my breath underwater. And I was like, it's the first time in my life I was like at an Alice shoot, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I can't do it. And I felt so bad. I felt
It was
embarrassed.
hard.
I felt
It was
like I was
You were
really
a
hard.
champ.
hard. It was
You were
so hard.
such
No.
a champ, though. You were such
Yeah.
a champ. Like,
You did it.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
And
yeah,
those-
it's you learn things, when you do
Yeah.
video shoots. It's crazy. Extreme.
I
You learn your edges.
I-
So
I remember doing that shoot and being underwater, and I was all like, "Oh, I could totally go underwater and hold my breath for like 20 or 30 seconds and like somewhat play an instrument or something." And I was under for like maybe 2 or 3 seconds, and I'm like, "I'm done. Like I can't go longer than that. Like that's it, you know?"
Well, it's so much harder. Everything's harder
Yeah.
because you have so much more resistance. But I
Yeah.
will say, like those underwater shots are some of my favorites. They're so
Yeah, they're
beautiful. Like
really
Chaz
cool.
is an amazing filmmaker, and
Yeah.
it was such a cool experience. And I think what he did with it is amazing. And those underwater shots look so good.
And Scott, it wasn't necessarily your fault because we could not get your guitar to go under the water.
That's true.
It was like floating.
So
'Cause it was like
buoyant.
it was like a buoyant, it was like a life preserver or something.
There
It
was. I
like-
mean, it's good
Yeah.
to know, like just in case. Like, yeah, I remember that was like the big problem was getting everything to go under the water, and we were constantly having to move like these cement blocks to make sure that the tarp stayed still.
Yeah.
And I
And
remember,
RJ, like
RJ.
holding on to the edge of the pool with his hands, and then he's in
Right.
the water, and he's holding onto the tarp with his toes to hold the tarp down. Like,
he's
oh,
insane.
I'm
Next
so
level.
grateful.
Wow.
I just love me
beast
some
mode.
RJ.
Yeah.
He's very strong toes, apparently.
Also, Tracy says hello to Carl and Gordon. Says long
Hey,
time no
Tracy.
see.
Hey, Tracy.
Yeah.
We got some stuff coming from you. We were packing some stuff for you the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of merch was sent out
Thank you for all the
yesterday.
support.
Yeah.
We're getting asked by Antonio if we're playing Kansas, and actually, yes, we are playing the Bottleneck on April 17th.
Mhm.
So if you're able to make that out in Lawrence, we would love to see you there. So yeah, excited to return to Kansas for sure.
And
I love this
I'll
question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Scott.
I was just gonna say I won't take long, but if you are in the Mad Hatter Army or on our Discord or in any way like wanting to get more involved on the street team level, we would love it. If you're available to help get the word out in your local town, so like people in Lawrence and etc. We'll be happy to send like posters and flyers and that sort of thing. If you're down, so just hit me up. All right.
So Ed was asking if we play the same set list or if we mix it up for each show. We mix it up. Actually, on this particular tour coming up, we'll be doing a live stream set, but our first out of town show, we're going to be doing an acoustic set, which is always really fun for us because it's a way of approaching the songs differently, I think. And then yeah, each show we just kind of get a feel for what feels right for the night. Sometimes people will make requests, and we do our best to try to get all of those in, but also like melded into part of the vision that we see for that night. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I hear the rain.
Oh, is it starting over there?
Yeah.
It's actually
Here.
slowed down here where I am
Hmm.
a bit.
Let's see. I'm checking my weather app.
A
It's
lull.
like it's like an event, when it rains here, because we're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, it's rain, it's wet, it's awesome.
Oh
I
yeah, it
loved
looks
all
like
the-
it's
It's
I loved all the ideas of I heard about the people who'd play us. And I was like totally like Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah, no, but you actually want Harry Potter. But us playing each
Yeah.
other, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
that would be
I think
I,
that'd be so fun.
There was this past Halloween, the big band that I play with, the lead singer, who's like he's like an announcer. He's got an announcery voice. Crest toothpaste commercial kind of guy. And he wasn't there, and it was Halloween, so I did a cardboard cutout of his face. I just got a headshot of his and printed it out on my printer and put it on a plate. You know what I mean? Like old school, cut out the eyes. And I wore a tuxedo or whatever. And I had to be the MC for the rehearsal anyway, because he wasn't there, but I did it as him in his voice. And it was the funniest thing. Everybody still talks about, he was an easy one to capture, but it is so fun to see how other people see you. And if we play each other, that's the best. So I missed who was playing whom in the scenario. Tosh, who would you play?
I'm playing Carl.
You're playing Carl. Okay. All right.
I think Carl should play Gordon, actually.
You just volunteered him. That's a good.
Do I have to?
I did.
Do I have to play you,
Voluntold.
Tosh? Since I did
Yes.
sing for you that twice.
I feel
in
like
Mankind?
yeah, this has happened already. I remember.
At least
Yes.
in Mankind.
Oh man. But you have to get like, I mean, I guess, does that mean like we dress like the other person?
So
Oh yes.
so Sasha, you're
Like
Steve?
I'm Steve. Yeah, I'm gonna be Steve.
Steve
The
is
whole kit and
Scott.
caboodle.
Steve could be Scott. I don't know who else. Wait, does that make me Sasha? Wait.
Yeah.
what?
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like get you a little
Oh,
mermaid
yeah.
wig.
A
Yeah.
mermaid wig? What?
Yeah, like a little mermaid wig.
Yeah.
Like, what's her name? Like an Ariel wig.
Ariel. Yeah,
Yeah.
we probably already have one at the house.
Is that a
'Cause I bet we've
wig?
got one.
Is that a wig for my legs?
It is
A Muriel, that would be a Muriel, I think. A Merkin plus an Ariel.
it is a red. We are skipping over that comment. It is a
Ah.
red wig for your head.
Head.
So you
Yes.
Oh, okay.
red hair on
Oh,
your
red
head.
hair. A red hair.
Red
So
hair.
okay. I don't know why I was thinking mermaid or something.
Red hair. Red hair.
Yes. Oh, that's some nice red hair you got there, Gordon.
Yeah. Or a
Nice.
little cleaning brush in the car.
That's so
Um,
awesome. Yeah, that sounds like super fun.
It would be fun. I mean, that's a good Halloween
That is a good
Yeah.
Halloween.
spit prank or April Fool's.
Yeah, DC, voluntold, voluntelling. It's a real thing.
Yes.
Well, I've got plenty of
So
fun with everybody, so we can always just send it out and everybody just like goes through and studies it and becomes very theatrical. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like it has to be totally 100% like deadpan serious,
Deadpan
you know?
experience as
Yeah.
accurate and authentic as possible, and then it'll be hilarious.
I'm
Yeah.
now
I don't.
almost seeing it in the setting, Carl, like if it were written out script and on stage like classical theater with like monologues and stuff, but we're acting the other person. We write that funny.
See, this is why I love this band, because like we always come, like there's one thing that gets introduced, then we'll like branch off to all these different ideas, and, like, go to like theater, and then all of a sudden we're like planning like a production and all this stuff. So
We always bring in the theater.
It's the theater.
Well, and then if we have this idea and we play a place like that vampire ball we did in Chicago, whatever, that was like a theater, like a little theater space. And if we had had the space for long enough, we could have shot a quick video, like shot that music video during the sound check or whatever.
Yeah.
Just because we're ready to do it. We have the space. Boom, go.
I feel like we could really pull it off though, because it just reminds me of whenever John Belushi did his impression of Joe Cocker on SNL like years ago. And the thing that made it so good was that he just committed so hard and was so good at it. And it's like, oh my God, I know we could all do it. So I kind of want to do this now, if everybody's cool with it.
I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
we got
Sorry,
a
I think I
question.
interrupted you.
A question.
We got a question
Christian.
from Charles asking if he wants to give the band something. Is it better to send it to us or to give it to us at one of our shows? And that's a good question.
It's a really
we've
good
had-
question.
Yeah, we've had people send us gifts and letters to our PO box. So if there's something you want to get into our hands sooner than later, we do have our PO box. But if you just want to give it to us at a show, that works well as well. Though just keep in mind, if it's like a humongous item, we probably won't be able to take it with us because our van's already pretty packed. But
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But I was also
Yeah,
gonna
some-
say if it's like super delicate, because we've seen
Yeah.
some amazing artwork and things, and
Right.
like I wouldn't
Yeah.
trust that to the UPS. So
yeah,
it's a case by
That's-
case, but
yeah.
um,
yeah, it's up to you. Yeah.
good point, Scott. Think about the space we have in our, because we have none.
Zero space. We're not even allowed to have water.
Well, at least
But-
not
but that-
Still,
not small
but
water
that-
bottles. But
But
big
that being
bottles.
said, we are very, very grateful for gifts. I saw another question about that as well, and so thank you for even thinking of it. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
As mentioned, we got some such sweet holiday cards this past year, and different gifts, and that just means the world to us. For those of y'all that receive mail from us, I don't know. I think there's just something magical about actual physical mail. So
Right?
when I open up like a letter or a package, I get this little piece of joy in my heart where I'm like, oh, real physical mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whenever we get artwork or anything like that, we actually put it up in our studio where we rehearse at. So now the walls are starting to get covered with like all like fan art and all kinds of trinkets, and we got some cool stuff from our fan Linda in Albuquerque when we saw her last time.
Yes.
Made these incredible, I don't even know how to describe it, these sort of like handmade, almost glass.
they're like glass pyramids. Yeah, with
Pyramids.
keys and
Yeah,
stuff.
they were
Yeah,
so
I have
pretty.
one on
Yeah.
on my bookshelf. It's so neat. Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing. So yeah, we're we're always like, I mean, for me, I'm just like, wow, it just blows my mind. And we're just so thankful. So we appreciate the love and the gifts.
We're also some people were asking about how to help out in terms of street teaming, and thank you. We have our Discord, so if any of y'all are interested, we have a section of street teaming on our Discord. If you're interested in being a part of that, there's our Mad Hatter Army on Facebook as well, where if you have any ideas, or would like to help flyer or anything like that, like every little bit absolutely helps, and we're just so grateful for every share, or just y'all's presence and support. Scott, I think, posted on the Facebook, the email. It was contact@ilikealice.com. If
Yeah,
you're
reach
interested
out.
in getting a hold of us, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely feel free to reach out. But yeah, thank you so much for being so supportive. It's so helpful.
Yeah, and the on the Discord's a really good, awesome place, you know, in general, like to communicate, because like all the messages are saved, and it's really easy to sort of like sort and organize through it all. But we really want to make like a really big effort, a strong push for our street team, especially for our upcoming tours and upcoming album release and all that stuff. The more like literal feet on the ground, the better. So, and it's also a good way to like, you know, interact some more with the band and the community and the Mad Hatters, and get some free merch out of it as well. So, it's gonna be fun.
Oh, Sasha, you are getting some props for your amazing penmanship.
Oh, why, thank
So
you.
that is Sasha is our master pen tenor
Penner.
calligrapher.
Scribe.
Yes.
I'll be the scribe.
Scribe.
Yeah, you are the
Scribe.
scribe. Yes.
Stenographer, if you will.
Calligrapher. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
calligrapher. I'm
Yeah.
not a
Mhm.
calligrapher, y'all. I have seen some amazing calligraphy, but I do like to write in print. So it works. And
Yeah.
and I don't know, I think the whole set is so pretty, like the silver ink on the black paper. Like there's just something really, like, I love the texture of the card. It's just really, I don't know, it's a really fun part of the starter packages.
Yeah. It just brought to mind like, you know, for a long time, like we were doing the whole idea of like whatever the starter pack is, like sort of began when we first, you know, during the time of our first album release. We created these box sets for the
Hmm.
album, and each one of them, it was we made 100 custom like art pieces for like 100 albums, that we sold through Etsy, and each one was like, you know, completely individual. Like we had like a crew of people and artists helping out, just because it was fun, you know, it was like a fun art project. And that's when we first started, remember, like first started, I think, working with Sasha,
Hmm.
around that time. But yeah, I mean, we always sort of had the idea of like creating these custom art things for our releases. And I remember even before then, Tosh had this little like laser etcher. So she was like manually like doing like these like Alice like Alice USB thumb drives with like laser etched logo on it. And also she even screen printed our first shirts. So, and those are still like in circulation. I sometimes see people wearing them. So, it's just like a long history of like just doing like super DIY stuff. But for us, like I feel like it's makes it so much more fun and worth it when it's just like completely personalized and
Yeah.
individualized, you know. Like, so no matter like how much we grow or how many things we're doing in terms of merch orders, like we still spend time like on each and every one, like literally personalizing every single order that we send out. So thank you for your support, and also it's just a lot of fun to make stuff. So we love to make things.
I think one of my I saw Peter was mentioning that he still has one of our early box sets, and it was really fun because everybody in the band made their own boxes, so you'd never really know. I actually forgot which ones. Some of the ones I was like, okay, I know that's one of mine, but some of them kind of melded, and I'm like, was that me or was that
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah.
But everyone had so much fun. Like
Yeah.
we like crafting.
Well, we're all very tactile people, like, and there's just something so magical about like the busy hands, and the brain can just go swirly quirly, and it's just super fun. And yeah, making those was it's always fun. We did it again for the 13th hour. We did have relief. We had boxes for those
Yeah.
too. And that was like, I remember like people brought friends to come over and help too. Like it was so
Yeah.
sweet. It was like the
Yeah.
band So many hands went onto it. It was so cool.
Yeah, I remember, didn't Steve get some of his friends to come over and just like help out? Yeah.
It was
That's
very sweet.
it's amazing. Yeah, I'll try to find some pictures of them, but we might have a few still like with us when we tour. We still have some, maybe like a handful left. Maybe we've sold out of them. I'm not sure even anymore. So
I think we may have like two.
yeah.
I feel like, that they may be the very tippity end.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think we're definitely Carl is saying that we should do that again for the next album. And yes, we definitely have some special things planned for As Above, So Below. We've been musing. It's been very fun to muse on like what should we create around this one?
Yeah.
So ideas are brewing.
Oh yeah. I mean, in terms of that, it's like we're brewing like a whole like idea for a Kickstarter. And a Kickstarter, I feel like for us is a good model because it also has the idea of like what's called like stretch goals. And one of the ideas is to potentially collaborate with some artists that we worked with as well, like, not that are directly in the band, but people like that we worked with before. We haven't talked to them yet, but like, people like David Mack or, maybe Clint Carney or something. We'll see. Like there's a lot of people that would be fun to collaborate with and create something truly exceptional and special. So like that's definitely on the table. But with that said, like I think it'd be awesome to hear from you, like, the Mad Hatter Army, what you guys would want, out of a Kickstarter, like I know the first big thing for us, and that's been requested for since the inception of the band is like vinyl. So
Yeah.
that is something we're absolutely planning on, is doing like a double album vinyl release.
Woo!
It's going to be As Above and So Below as one double vinyl. So it's going to be very ambitious, but like I think that's going to be one of the centerpieces of it. Um, and other than that, like, whatever, the whole handmade things, like we're probably going to create something really incredibly special around this release, that's going to be a handmade, insane project. So it's going to be awesome.
I'm excited about the double album. You're like describing a double album and it's sandwich, and I think Oreo, and I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So,
Or is it?
double album.
Cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, I need
Yes.
some coffee. That looks good.
Coffee is
Yes,
always good.
coffee.
Yeah. Since we're
just
headed into a
right now.
rehearsal after this, it's like, coffee.
Coffee time.
Coffee.
Um,
Requisite coffee time.
yeah, so Sarah says what would be a cool promo event would be doing Alice crafts on a live stream where people could work with us remotely. So that's really interesting.
That
such a
is
freaking
cool.
great idea.
Wow. Like
That
we
would
work
be
as a
very fun.
team, but over the Zoom, and we do a group project.
Yeah,
Just
and live stream it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Carl was saying a lanyard, so that's something that's been requested as well. Is just like
Oh,
doing like the band lanyard, and I
Lanyard.
think that's always it's always a cool like memento to have, especially for the VIPs and all that stuff,
It's true. It's true.
we've-
So I have like those are the one of the few things like I have a hard time getting rid of.
yeah.
Like they don't take up much space and they can hang in places that other things, they survive. Lanyards. And I heard a trick that you can hang a whole bunch of lanyards around your neck and then like have a camera and you can kind of stand in the press line and nobody will bug you.
ha! I love that. Just carry a clipboard and walk with purpose.
Charles was saying that he loves the way we go out of our way to meet and greet Mad Hatters at shows. And he mentioned that he was at the System Sin show. And yeah, I mean, I remember like I make a point, like when I see the Mad Hatter Army shirt, like in the audience, I seek them out after the show. And I'm like, even if it's just to do like a fist bump or a hug or say hello, it's just like, it's so awesome, this community has started predominantly online, and somehow some magical thing happens where we get to see each other at a show or something. And it's important to always greet our Mad Hatters, so when we see the shirt, especially, or the dog, what is it, the dog
Dog
thingies?
tags.
Dog
Dog
tags.
tags,
Dog
yes,
tags.
dog thingies.
Dog tags.
Tags
Tags
The
that
necklace,
dog.
that
Yeah,
necklace
dog
of
daddy.
metal, that metal.
Yes.
Yes.
We could usually sniff out the Mad Hatters. It's awesome.
That's
But not, yeah, come out
What's
to a show.
They'll
what
get to
else
us.
is cool about the Hatter shirts is when people are wearing them and they haven't met each other in person before, and so then they see the Hatter shirts at the show, and there's just this instant
Yeah.
camaraderie takes place. It's so beautiful. I just love that.
Yeah, I
Sasha,
see that.
want to share what you're making, by the way? It's the total tangent.
Oh, I'm making sleeves. Very exciting.
Sasha's making it. We're doing a shoot next week, and so I can see it.
Can you see? Does the fabric
yeah.
show up? I can't even tell. Like
me
if
see.
I hide my
Kinda, yeah.
face.
Is it kind of sheer?
It's kind of sheer with these stripes. So it's
Nice.
it's really lightweight, and I don't know, I thought I would make cool sleeves, so I'm making sleeves right now. We have a shoot next week, and we wanted some new things for the shoot. So
You know what? That's a really good point, and I'm glad you said that because I'm actually sort of next door to an army surplus store, and I love you guys know how much I love my army surplus store.
Gordon.
And
Gordon,
I need some new threads too, and that's a good place to start. Get some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to get a new bag, Gordon.
A new bag.
Out there. Yeah, I
bag of
love those
Gordon's
army
bag of
bags.
bags.
I don't know.
Yeah,
You always get
that
these
is
great
so
bags.
cool.
I was thinking about a tire, and I was thinking not a tire like a round tire that you put on your car. No, ATTIRE, but new
attire.
Oh, a
But
tire.
I was considering well, what would it be like if I just cut a hole in an army bag and wore it? In my head, that was a joke that was kicking around, and you just said it. So
It sounds itchy.
yeah, I'm sideways shaking my head. No, yes.
Yeah, maybe
I don't
itchy,
think-
maybe not itchy.
I think that's a no. If it's not well, we'll see.
Yeah, okay.
So
Doubtful-
we're getting
doubtful but
asked
hopeful.
by Vile Ogre, what is the most famous band that we have performed with? Within Alice, because we have individually had other experiences, I guess, with successful artists, but within Alice, gosh, well, we played the Mechanismus Festival, and we got to play with Stabbing Westward. There was a lot of amazing industrial and electronic rock bands that we got to play with, but I would say Stabbing Westward was probably one of the amazing headliners for that particular. Yeah.
I took a video from my brother to send him saying, "Hey, check this out. Can you believe this?" And I am such a bad brother, I didn't send it. So sorry, Lee. I still have it in my phone I think, somewhere. And now that I mentioned, I have to find it. I'm so bad. I mean, it's hard,
I mean, at least you took the video. This is it's still a little delayed, so you have it. Yes.
Step one.
Hopefully, yeah. Apple is trying to get me to subscribe to they want more from me because of these. Now I'm at that point that I know you're at, Sasha, and everybody's at where sorry, can I use someone else's phone? It's full. I can't delete anything anymore. And I don't want to get a new phone, but I have to.
Yeah. Whenever I get a new phone now, it's like it has to have so much space on it. It's like a lot more expensive, but it's worth it.
What's the most important thing is the space on those things. Like they're just little computers that sometimes make phone calls, and so it's all about the storage. Because I think we're all at that place where it's like, okay, I have to delete 4 things to be able to take another little video, and so what do I delete? Like, how do I make the room to? It's very so yes. All right.
Oh, this is a fun question from Angel. Gordon and Scott, y'all can chime in on this one. Is our favorite microphones we like to use? All right, my audio nerds.
Gordon,
share your
first.
yes.
Oh, you want me? All right, let's see if I can come back here. Oh, I'm here. All right. Favorite microphones. Well, you know what I would love to, if anyone is adventurous and just a little bit, the world of modeled microphones these days is amazing. There are like Slate is a company that has what is a totally awesome modeling mic at an affordable price, and then it's like they go up from there. Ocean Way. There's a couple different mic modeling systems, and just the sheer flexibility. It's like plugins. You can use a microphone and
Yeah,
use
it's pretty
plugins, and
amazing.
it sounds so. But here's the second thing. It's a great place to educate yourself about like what microphones are out there and like
Yeah.
what preamps you can use. Because once I started using the Slate stuff, I was like, oh, I really kind of want to learn more about this, this particular mic. So, it's a gateway drug, to a vintage
So
microphone
true.
collection, which we don't really need at this point to make the music, but it's
Yeah.
nice to know so that when you do find something that's like really cool, it can become part of your personal sound. So
Yeah. It's so true.
that's kind
Um,
of like if I just had to say, that's my favorite thing about living right now. That's my favorite microphone. Yeah, what would
mm.
you say, Scott? But you're always
No,
recording.
that's
Yeah.
a really good point though. Like I love that the whole idea of like having virtual emulated mics so that you could get a feel for like what sounds good, and then you might decide one day to actually get the real model. We were lucky, like I purchased a Audio Technica 4047 condenser microphone way back when we started recording Tosh's vocals for Alice, and even on Mankind is Obsolete, our last album, we used the microphone at the recommendation of Christopher John. And this mic has just served us so well for some reason. Like we must have lucked out because like it just sounds so good on Tosh's voice. It's just sort of perfectly matched. So we use that one a lot. And then when it comes to like miking up like a guitar, like I definitely love the sound of a condenser mic as well. But using it in combination with other microphones like an SM57, there's another, I think there's another Audio Technica mic that's like a ribbon mic that's really good for guitar as well. And then when it comes to drums, like that's a whole other world that I love, really good sounding overhead mics. Like to me, like that's what really helps define the character, like the real character of a drum set is like the room mics and the overhead mics, because like I feel like, you could do pretty good on all the other close mics, but if you don't have a good room or overhead sound, like you don't have a good drum sound. So that's to me is just like the pinnacle, and we're lucky because like, Gordon and both Steve and Gordon in our band, like you guys know more than me, like how to like, all these different techniques in terms of how to do the overhead mics. And you guys do such a great job. It helps define the sound of the drums. And I feel like the drums define the sound of a rock album. And that's the foundation right there is just a good like stereo image of a drum set.
I think it comes down to the snare.
Ooh, yeah.
The sound of the snare. Basically,
Coming
if the
through.
snare,
Yeah.
well, maybe you could use the inverse. A song without a great sounding snare is like just doesn't kick.
Yeah.
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 And so, getting the snare to sound good. How do you do that? And that's tough because
Yeah.
it's all about a combination of the room and the mic and the drum and the drummer and the time of day and the vibe. Who knows? So it's so far, but yeah, in that puzzle piece way that we produce music, Scott's mixing it, and so he's taking it afterwards and messing with it, putting it together and sweetening and bending it and so forth. And that's his like he's drawn to it, his passion. My passion is I just love setting up mics in a room, and they
Yeah.
could be any kind of mics, but I just get a
Yeah.
feel, and I'm like, I think that this mic will sound good over here done this way, and that to me is fun, and I love capturing the live room. So they're like the two sides of the coin, and it's so weird how they all work together.
They really do, and it works, you know.
Gordon, you're getting a request from DC Stevens. Maybe you can make a mic short video like the one about proper cable management during a loadout. So that's a great idea.
Proper cable.
Such a
Yes,
good,
proper one.
good
Yes,
Proper,
yes,
proper. I'll have to write the attached addendum, which is just a philosophical treatise on like, you know, like why and right and who and why and forth and disclaimer and who knows. But that being said, sure, I love it. I could I ought to put down some thoughts for y'all, but I can give you a nugget here. It's just the things that it's not about the one producer in a studio said. It's not about the mic really. It's where you put it. That makes all the difference. Just where. I mean, all mics are pretty much to do the same thing. They capture sound. So where are you capturing the sound is more the question. I love sitting in front of a band because it's like you get to really feel the band, you know, and so a mic right up in the band would pick up sort of what you're right in front of. And so there's those cool little spots, you know, and I love finding those spots. That's the fun of a live show. Can't do that on an album when you're listening on headphones.
Yeah. I'm excited about the idea of more like eventually I'd love to like do a spatial audio mix, which is basically essentially like Dolby Atmos, but it's like 6 or 7 point surround sound. And then coupling that with the sort of like the virtual reality goggles, you know, to create that immersive experience with like truly like three-dimensional sound where like if you turn your head, you could hear different things. And like coupling that with the visual aspect, I think that would be so cool. So
yeah, I can't wait until we can have the algorithm that does exactly what you're doing and does it in a headphone mix so that people can just plug in and walk around their own room, their own safe zone that they've drawn and hear what they want.
But sound to me is just as rich as like, you know, sight, you know, like depending on what you're looking at, you could see something that's far away and this beautiful vista or sunset or something. And I feel like sound is the same. Like if you really pay attention to some of your favorite music, like you could just imagine like each little component as its own little entity. And just each different sound is just such a vital and beautiful part of the whole picture. So being able to like have more opportunity to sort of like present sound in unique ways is it's such a great idea, you know, and that's
and then to have
exciting to me.
And then for people to be able to make it sound the way they want by turning their head, that gives you know that gives the listener, you know, sort of a part to play in the experience. That's amazing. So yeah, I hope we're getting there soon. We're part of it.
This is cool. Holly was mentioning that there's a condition where people see sound, and I actually do. And in one of the choirs that I sing in, there is a lady who has synesthesia, and so she sees colors based on like the frequency and the wavelengths, and she's an artist herself. So and we've met somebody in Albuquerque, one of the Mad Hatters actually, that has synesthesia. I think that's amazing. That is such an incredible gift. Yeah, I think it's like next level superhuman.
Oh man, I can
I
imagine.
don't know. I think it'd be pretty beautiful. Like, yeah.
I wonder if this Neuralink thing that Meta's come up with could start to image people's auditory response and, you know, basically visualize their thing so that we can see it. I would love to start seeing what people are hearing.
Yeah. You know, the person who introduced me to y'all the very first time has synesthesia.
Really?
And yeah, so I feel like when he says like you have to see this band, it's he's talking about many different levels of see this band, you know, like so cool.
I haven't. We should. Yeah. To have a goggle experience, even if we just did it Meta or some sort of live thing with just a filter that, you know, it gives you a synesthetic experience based on the sound waves at the live show. That would be really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Speaking of the live show,
Oh, real quick. I just
Okay,
wanted to get
okay.
one last. I saw from Flaming Hails that music is a major help through depression. Do we find ourselves listening to music when we're overwhelmed or in just a down mood in general? And absolutely. Actually, that's music is personally something that has helped me like tremendously. It saved my life. I create music. I listen to music. I am always immersed in music, and I feel like that it's absolutely one of the most amazing healing tools that we have. And yeah, I'm just so grateful to be able to, that music exists in our world. So yeah, I don't know if it's speaking for y'all, but feel like that we kind of all share that sentiment, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like music is the language of emotions and the language of the spirit, you know? Um, and it's a way you could either express or just feel something, you know, if you're like in a certain mood and you want to change your mood, you just turn on specific music and all of a sudden you're feeling better, or if you're angry, put on some angry music, you know. Personally, like when I'm actually trying to focus and concentrate, I've been finding there's like a lot of really good ambient music that's really helpful for just putting me in a specific mood place, like where you know my emotions just feel just sort of like they're getting fed by this music, so I'm able to just focus my concentration, you know what I mean? So like there's just music is, it's a universal language, I think, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like music helps to fill in those crevices when there's just no words. If you really don't know sometimes in words how to express your feeling, at least I think that music can help, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love,
I think
thank you for that question.
yeah, sound and music are connected but different. Thinking about it. Sound can hurt, but music it only
Mhm.
heals,
Yeah.
you know.
And yes, Sasha, go ahead. Ding ding,
Oh,
Oh,
ring
ding
ding
ding.
bearer.
ding, ding ding. Yeah, no, ding ding. We have to get ready for rehearsal now.
Oh yeah, we went past time. Wow.
Oh
I
yeah,
Mhm.
I gotta go to the
know.
army surplus store and look for something. A bag.
Yeah, go
All
get the
right.
Yes,
bag.
Well,
yes,
All right.
thanks
Well,
everyone
y'all, thank
for,
you for this
yeah,
time. I appreciate it very, very much.
yeah, thank
yes.
you.
Happy Sunday and happy rest of the week, y'all. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for tuning in and hanging out with us.
Yeah. Find us on the Discord on the Mad Hatter Army. We'll be connecting about the street team stuff. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out at, you could actually email me at contact@ilikealice.com and I'll get back to you if you have any other questions.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye everyone.
Happy week.
Uh,
Hap hap.